Network theorems. So theorems in this chapter make analysis easier for certain types of circuits. That means kailangan i-analyze natin yung circuit mabuti para malaman natin kung anong klaseng theorem yung very suited for the analysis that is required by the problem. Na syempre, depende yun dun sa pinapahanap ni problem mismo. Before that, let's have a quick review on voltage sources and current sources, which are always present sa ating mga circuit na ina-analyze. So here we are given two figures of a voltage source. So dito sa left-hand side natin, ayan, let's call it A, and then let's call this right side image B. So yung left-hand side natin shows what we call as an ideal voltage source. Ibig sabihin, ito yung perfect voltage source natin. It only has a voltage. And nagpo-provide lang siya ng voltage sa ating circuit. So kung ano man yung connected between terminals A and B, so that could be uh, one or more components. So yung ginagawa niya is nagbibigay lang siya ng voltage. Yun yung ideal voltage source. And yun yung madalas nating makita on certain circuits. And then yun sa right-hand side is yung tinatawag nating practical voltage source. Ito yung considered class as the real life voltage source. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng voltage source natin in real life, ganito yung setup niya or itsura niya. So yung shaded part in dirty white or green shows yung buong circuit ng isang battery. So meron siyang voltage source and then meron tayong isang resistor which is labeled as R sub S. Now, yung resistor na yan symbolizes yung tinatawag nating internal resistance. Okay, kasi in real life class, lahat ng components natin, mapa, resistor, or sources, or whatsoever, meron niyang inherent resistance. Ibig sabihin ng inherent is that it's born with it. Yan. So, kapag ginagawa natin siya, nagkakaroon siya ng resistance. So, ang tendency is that yung resistance na to class, kumukuha siya ng voltage mula sa ating voltage source. So for example, 9 volts 'to, yan. Typically, this internal resistance R sub S is very small. Masyado lang siyang maliit. Pero there are times na siyempre depende sa construction, lumalaki siya. So as much as possible, we want this internal resistance to be very low. So typically mga 0 point something na yun, may voltage drop 'to dahil resistance. Sabihin natin 0.1 volt. So dahil kumakain 'to ng voltage class, anong nangyayari, yung nalalabas na lang na voltage ng battery hindi na eksaktong 9 volts. So magiging 9 volts minus 0.01 which is 8.9 volts. O yun na lang, 'di ba? Hindi na siya eksaktong 9 volts. Hindi katulad dito sa ideal, wala naman siyang internal resistance. Okay, so fully, halimbawa 9 volts 'to, fully na ibibigay ni ideal voltage source yung 9 volts sa buong circuit. Pero ito yung sa real life class, meron siyang internal resistance. And that internal resistance class is connected in series. Okay? So kapag ka voltage source class, yung internal resistance niya in practical is connected in series. Please do not forget that. Next, paano naman kapag ka current source? So katulad ng kabila, yung left hand side yung ideal, and then yung right hand side yung practical. So pagka-ideal, ayan, perfect lang siya. Lahat ng current niya nasa-supply niya sa buong circuit o do'n sa connected na circuit sa kanya. But in comparison with practical, again, meron siyang internal resistor or sub S or internal resistance. This time, internal resistance. This time, it is connected in So, ano yung connection niya with respect to the current source? It is parallel. So, ang tendency, yung internal resistor natin or resistance causes current drop or nababawasan yung current. So, kumakain ng current itong R sub S, say for example, yung kinakain niya is around 0.2 amperes. So, depende yan of course dun sa value ng ating R sub S. So, pagka mas mataas, mas malaki yung nakakain niyang current. So, ano tendency class? So, kung 2 amperes yung initially na ibibigay ni ah, current source, dahil meron siyang internal resistance, nababawasan yung naibibigay niya sa ating load. So, dahil may 0.2 amperes dito, yan. So, nababawasan, 2 minus 0.2, 1.8 amperes na lang yung naibibigay niya dito sa load natin. So, yun yung practical setup ng isang current source. Real life. Yan. So far, nakakasunod ba with voltage and current source? So, any question? Ayan, wala. So, tandaan nyo yung class, no? Pagka current source, parallel ang internal resistance. Pagka voltage source, naka-series ang internal resistance. Magagamit natin kasi yan dun sa first network theorem natin, which we call as source transformation. So a source transformation allows a voltage source in series to be, with a resistor to be replaced with a current source in parallel with the same resistor or vice versa. So ganun class, no? Kapag ka voltage source in series with the resistor, pwede daw nating i-replace yun with a current source in parallel. Or pwedeng baliktad yun class, just like this one. So, halimbawa, ganito yung setup ng ating isang circuit. Ayan. So, may voltage source, tas may connected na resistor sa kanya in parallel. We can convert that into a current source. Okay? Tapos, yung same R value or resistor, mapapalitan yung connection niya with the source. Magiging parallel kapag ka current source, magiging series naman kapag ka voltage. Kung mapapansin niyo class, yung ating arrow dito, dalawa yung direction niya. That means we can do this vice versa. Yung voltage source, pwede natin palitan into a current source. Tapos yung current source, we can convert it into a voltage source. Okay? So let's have some example here, which we can convert. So convert the voltage source below to an equivalent source and show the equivalent circuit. So dahil voltage source siya into a uh, current source, so papalitan natin yung connection ng naka-indicate na resistance. So, drawing muna natin yung equivalent circuit. So, dahil current source to, naka-parallel this time yung ating resistance. R sub S, in this case for the example, dahil naka-label siya. So, walang magbabago, 47 ohms pa rin. And then, terminals A and B. Ngayon ang tanong, kailangan nating ma-solve yung value ni current source. So, para to, gagamitin lang natin dito class is Ohm's law. So, Ohm's law states that I is equal to V over R. In the case of our example, yung V natin would be Vs, and then yung R natin would be R sub S. So, that's gonna be 47, sorry, that's 100. It's gonna be 100 ohms divided by 47, sorry, 100 volts divided by 47 ohms. So, yung answer dito, so dapat ang answer ay 2.30. So, I natin is equal to 2.30 2.13. Ayan, so nakuha ba? Paki-check naman or paki-solve alongside our discussion. Para if mali, you can apply yung changes. So, let's call that IS dahil source siya. Tapos, lagyan natin yung value, 2.13 amperes. Question so far? Yan, mawala. So, next tayo class, next example. Baliktad naman, convert the current source to an equivalent voltage source to class and show the equivalent circuit. So, it's a current source connected in parallel with a resistance. So, ang equivalent circuit nito, pagka ginawa natin siyang voltage source is, voltage source connected in series with a resistance. In this case, R sub S is still 1 kilo ohm. Tapos, retain lang natin yung terminals A and B. Yan. Question is, ano yung magiging value ni source voltage natin, V of S? So, all we have to do is use Ohm's law. So, this time we're solving for voltage. So, ang gagamitin kong formula is IS times RS. Substitute, IS natin is 10 milli. So, that's gonna be 10 times 10 raised to negative 3 amperes multiplied by 1 kilo ohm. 1 times 10 raised to 3 ohms. So, this is 10. 10 volts. 10 volts ang ating answer. So, yung VS natin or source voltage would become 10 volts. Okay? Yan. So, question so far with source transformation. Question. Wala. Ayan. So, gets naman so far? Okay. How about the others? Very good. So, next class, let's look into voltage and current divider. Part to class nung concept natin behind series and parallel. O yung diniscuss natin before with KCL and KVL. Now, we talked about during that discussion kung ano yung nagiging behavior ng current at saka voltage given yung connection nila. For example, ayan, so series. So, ano yung nag-divide kasi sa series? Is it current or voltage? Ayan, so, table. Yung divided sa ating series would be ayan, voltage. Okay. So, yun yung nagdi-divide. So, for example, tatlo yun, no, yung nakakonect in series, may battery of, say, 9 volts. So, magdi-divide sila sa 9 volts, yung tatlong yun. Pagka-parallel naman, ang nagdi-divide is current. Kasi pagka nagiging parallel yung connection ng mga resistors, we tend to have more paths for the current to flow. Kaya, naghahati-hati naman yung mga resistors connected in parallel ng current. So, ito lang din yun. So, ibig sabihin, no, kung ang nagdi-divide lang sa series ay voltage, yung voltage divider class, magagamit lang natin siya kapagka connected yung resistors in series. Okay? Hindi naman sila nagdi-divide ng current. So, di natin magagamit yung current divider sa series. And the same way, di natin magagamit yung voltage divider sa resistors connected in parallel. So, tingnan natin yung sa voltage divider, how it's done. So, a circuit consisting of series string of resistors connected to a voltage is a voltage divider. Basta, connected sila in series, they would tend to behave as a voltage divider. So, paano natin maso-solve class 'no, yung, voltage ng isang resistor connected in series, um, given tayo ng isang voltage source and siyempre yung kanilang corresponding resistances. Gamitin lang daw natin yung formula na 'to, V sub x is equal to Vs multiplied by Rx over Rt. So, itong Vx, tells us yung voltage, of, any resistor or resistors. So, pwede class combination ng dalawa or more resistors. So, ibig sabihin kapag kinukuha natin yung voltage ng dalawang resistor, we are getting the combination of the voltages of those resistor. Okay? So, pwedeng hindi lang ito ina-apply sa isang resistor, pwede sa kahit ilan. Vs is our source voltage or voltage source value. So, ito yung pinaghahatian, yung voltage niya ng battery. Rx would be yung resistance ng kahit anong resistor or group of resistors. Okay? So, yung resistance nila. And then RT would be the total resistance. In this case, dahil series sila class, so total series resistance. And ang gagawin natin dito is, para makuha yung equivalent resistance ng series, all we have to do is get the sum of them. Okay, so ganun yung pagkuha ng equivalent circuit. So series lang 'to kaya ipagpa-plus lang natin siya. Let's have an example. Ayan, so for example, so meron ako ditong, battery. Ayan, so i-ground ko na lang 'to para di na ako mag-aksaya ng, sulat. Ayan. Sabihin natin 9 volts tapos meron tayong tatlong resistor. Sabihin natin this is R1, 1 ohm, R2, R3. So, R2 is 2 ohm, tapos R3 is 3 ohm. Say for example, I want to find out class yung voltage ng R3. So, sabihin natin that's V3. Yan. Tapos ito V2 and then V1. This is Vs class or yung ating source voltage. So, all I have to do is gamitin yung formula kanina. So, Vx is equal to Rs times, Vs Rx over Rt. So dahil V3 yung hinahanap natin, palitan natin yung x ng 3. Okay? Plus Vs is equal to, multiplied by Rx. O dahil resistor 3 yung hinahanapan natin, palitan natin ng 3. And then Rt. Substitute, Vs natin is 9 volts multiplied by resistance ni R3, 3 ohms over the total resistance. Now, you can solve it separately or idiretso nyo na siya dito. Pwede siya idiretso kasi addition lang naman siya. So, 1 ohm plus 2 ohm plus 3 ohm. Ngayon, kung gusto nyo, i-mental nyo na lang to kasi 1 plus 2 plus 3 lang siya. O, by all means, do it. O, diretso nyo ng sulat 6. Diba? So, kayong bahala dyan. Basta tama yung solution. And syempre, dapat tama yung sagot. So, that would be 9 times 3 over 6. So, ang dapat answer nyo dito would be 9 over 2 or 4.5 ohms. Ayan, nakuha ba? 4.5 ohms. Yan. So, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, pwede natin gamitin yung formula kahit sa ilang resistor pa. Ayan, so gawin natin. For example, V23, ibig sabihin, kukunin ko yung voltage na pinagsama voltage ni R2 at saka voltage ni R3. Okay? In that case, yung Rx natin or resistance natin nun would be the total series resistance ng dalawang resistor na yun. So, Vs nun times R23 o yun yung total series resistance ng resistance 2 and 3 over Rp. So, that would be 9 volts multiplied by o yung 2 ohms which is R2 plus 3 ohms R3 over, ayan, 1 ohm plus 2 ohm plus 3 ohms. So, ano yung magiging combined voltage natin para sa R2 and R3? Sagot? Ay, sorry, volts pala yun, hindi ohms. O, di ba? Walang nagsabi. Volts. Yan. Answer. Yan. Perform yun lang to, class. So, ang answer niya dapat dyan would be, ayan, 7.8 volts. Tama. Ayan, so, pagka kinuha niya naman lahat, okay, so dahil tatlo lang to, so pagka kinuha yung combined voltages ng tatlo, mangyari, o dun sa R sub X natin, that would become R1, 2, and 3. Ibig sabihin, total series current, total series resistance ng tatlo nating resistors, which also happens to be our RT or total resistance ng buong circuit. So, ano tendency, magwa-1 lang itong buong parenthesis na 'to, ito, kapagka yung tatlo yung kinuha niyo and that would only equate or yung magiging voltage ng tatlo would be equal to Vs, which makes sense kasi yun lang yung pinaghahatian nilang voltage. So, kapagka pinagsama-sama natin, dapat maging equal dun sa kung ano pinaghahatian nila. Okay? So, question with voltage divider. Yan, basic lang, di ba? Wala naman. O next, o current divider naman. So pagka parallel ang circuit, o ang nagdi-divide ay current. And if we are given the total current of a certain circuit, we can solve for the current on any branches or combination of resistors um, accordingly. Yeah. So ito yung magiging formula natin for current divider. So again, IT, ito yung total current delivered by the circuit or source. Ayan. Then RT, ito yung total parallel resistance. So, parallel na to, hindi na siya basta-basta sum. So, you have to be careful with that kasi pagka sum ang ginawa nyo dito, mali kayo, class. And then Rx would be yung resistance of any resistors any resistor or resistors na kung group ito, class, or more than one, kailangan kunin natin total parallel resistance ng certain group of resistors. And then I sub X would be, of course, yung current at a particular branch or resistor. Current of any resistors. Okay? Resistor slash S. So, if you compare it, class, with voltage, ang nagiging kaibahan lang, nababaliktad itong multiplier. So, nasa taas yung total nasa baba yung hinahanapan natin ng current, 'di ba, or R sub X. Let's have an example. So, may itsura class niyan ng ating circuit, siyempre parallel, 'di ba? So, say this is ground. Tapos, yan, so may parallel. Tatlo din yung gawin natin dito class para mas ma-visualize natin. Tapos gawin natin ulit, isa lang, tapos dalawa. So yan class, parallel yan kasi yung isang terminal ng mga resistors natin, ito yung mga upper terminals, naka-connect sa positive ng ating battery. Tapos itong um, nasa ibabang mga paa ng resistor naka-connect sa ground. And yung negative terminal ng ating battery naka-connected sa ground. So essentially, they are connected in parallel. So let's say this battery delivers 3 amperes. So this is R1. So ito yung IT class. Tas R1 natin, say it's 1 ohm. Ayan. Kaya na natin yung sa kanina. R2 is 2 ohms. R3 is 3 ohms. Solve natin class yung current flowing kay R3. Yan. So, solve natin yun. Gamitin natin yung formula I sub x, IT, R of t over R sub x. In this case, yung x natin would be 3 kasi hinahanapin natin ng current yung R3. So, that's IT multiplied by RT over R3. Okay. So, medyo complicated yung ating solution para sa total parallel resistance. So ako, mas gusto ko sinosolve siya separately. Pero by all means, gawin nyo kung saan kayo masaya. So solve ko class yung total parallel resistance. That's 1 over 1 ohm plus 1 over 2 ohms plus 1 over 3 ohms. Kung naaalala, itong formula ng parallel, di ba ganyan? Yan, naalala? Yan. Okay, so syempre kung dalawa lang yan, hanggang dalawa lang yung ating nandito sa denominator. So solve natin. So dapat ang maging sagot siya would be 1 over 1. 1 over 1 plus 1 half plus 1 third. Dapat ang sagot dyan, 0.5455 ohms. So ito yung gamitin natin value ni RFT. Yan, para di na tayo nababother masyado. So, substitute, IT natin is 3 amperes multiplied by RT, 0.5455 ohms divided by R3 natin, which is 3 ohms. Okay, so, sagot. So, cancel ohms, and then cancel yung 3 dito. Hindi pala kailangan ng calcul. Pero pag-i-calcul nga para sure. So, sagot siya, 0.5455 amperes. Ayan, tama ba siya? 0.5455. Okay. O, ngayon subukan naman natin. O, yung pinagsama ang current na nagpo-flow kay resistor 2 and resistor 3. Ayan. So, sabihin natin that's I23. That's equal to IT multiplied by RT over R23. Yan. So, kung nahirapan or ayaw idiretso, again, solve natin separately yung I23 because that's a total parallel resistance. So, that's 1 over 2 ohms plus 1 over 3 ohms. So, ang sagot, 1/1/2 plus 1/3. 1.2 ohms. Ayan, so tama ba 1.2 ohms yung parallel ng R2 and R3? Hindi yung calcu ko. Ayan, so 1.23. Solve natin yung current flowing through that or combination ng current ni R2 and R3. So that's gonna be 3 amperes multiplied by RT is 0.5455 ohms divided by uh, yung R23 natin which is 1.2 ohms. Okay? Yeah. So dapat sagot nyo dyan mas bigay 0.545. 1 point. So nakuha ba 1.36 amperes? Yan. How about the others? Nakuha ba 1.36? Okay. Yan. Tama. So question sa voltage tsaka current divider. Voltage and current divider. Wala. So, ito yung summary ng divider equations natin. So, please don't forget and don't be confused. Don't be confused. Kung makikita niyo yung kaibahan lang, again, is yung multiplier containing yung ating resistances. So, yung sa voltage, yung X nasa taas, yung sa current, nasa baba ang X. Next, punta tayo with Thevenin and Norton theorem. So, this theorem, and this is a weight class of analyzing certain circuits. And kung ang pinapahanap class is a current or voltage of a certain component. Okay? So, minsan kasi yung component na hinahanapan natin, nasa gitna siya ng mga or nasa sentro siya ng isang circuit. So, kapagka gagawin natin yon is, kukunin natin yung equivalent and then i-undo natin. So, medyo complicated yun if hindi natin gagamitin yung Thevenin and Norton theorem. So, para mas ma-visualize natin, syempre, mag-example tayo and i-define natin siya. So, yung Thevenin theorem class, um, states na lahat ng circuit natin, okay, meron silang tinatawag na Thevenin equivalent. So, ang tawag natin yan, Thevenin equivalent circuit. And that Thevenin equivalent circuit contains a equivalent voltage source which we call as Thevenin equivalent voltage source at saka isang equivalent resistance which we call Thevenin equivalent resistance. Okay? They are connected in series. So katulad lang siya nung sa uh, practical voltage source natin, di ba? Tsaka yung sa source transformation. So kapagka voltage source, naka-series lagi yung resistance pagka kinukuha yung equivalent. So ganito din sa Thevenin. Okay? So ito yung itsura ng isang tinatawag nating Thevenin equivalent circuit, CK. So lahat daw ng circuit, okay, pwede natin siyang i-express as this one. Okay, syempre yung circuit na yun or uh, circuit na yun na sinasabi is a very complex circuit. Tapos pwede daw natin siyang i-express as this very simple circuit. That way, mas mamadalian tayong i-measure class yung voltage or current ng isang particular load or component. So, yung particular load at component na yon na hinahanapan natin, yun yung kinoconnect natin between these terminals A and B. Okay? Yan. So, example tayo later on. This is the step-by-step procedure I usually follow or what most references would tell you to do. Um, so to solve for a problem using Thevenin's theorem, we can simplify the process into steps. So 4 steps yung meron tayo dito, class. Yung itsura ng isang problem na involving Thevenin or transformation into Thevenin or Norton equivalent, yung problem usually states na ano yung particular or ano yung current ng isang particular resistor, gano'n, or voltage. So, gano'n lagi pagka isa lang yung hinahanapan natin, malaki ang chance, yun, malaki, malaki ang chance na Thevenin or Norton ang gagamitin natin. So, yung first daw natin na step dito is to isolate the load resistor by opening it. I-open daw natin, papalitan natin ng open circuit yung ating load resistor. Yan. That way, um, ma-solve natin nun yung Thevenin equivalent resistance and voltage. So, sa case ng Thevenin, voltage class ang hinahanap natin. So, pagka ino-open natin yung load resistor or yung resistor na hinahanapan natin ng voltage or current, um, talagang tinatanggal natin siya, okey? Mag-iiba siyempre yung maso-solve nating resistance na total at saka yung equivalent voltage. And then next, construct natin yung Thevenin equivalent circuit kasi may nakuha na tayong VTH and RTH. Then we can replace the load resistor across the terminals of the equivalent circuit and solve. Okay? So, hold on to this step-by-step procedure kasi gagamitin natin siya mamaya. Actually, ngayon na kasi meron tayong example agad. So find out the Thevenin equivalent circuit between A and B of the circuit below. Find the current through R sub L. If it's equal to 680 ohms. Yan. So ito yung itsura ng circuit natin, class. No? Yung RL natin happens to be on this side of the um, circuit. But of course, class, kahit anong resistor dito pwede natin gawa ng Thevenin. Pwede yung itong R2, pwede yung R3, R4, R1, kahit alin dyan. Okay? So, unahin natin, class, no? Step by step tayo. So, one daw is isolate natin yung RL. So, i-open lang natin or papalitan natin ito ng open circuit. So, literal na, tinanggal lang natin siya. That would involve, class, of course, redrawing yung ating circuit. So, the rest remains the same. Pero, mag-open yung part kung nasaan yung R sub L or yung ating load resistor. And then, terminal A and B. So, ito na nun yung itsura ng ating circuit. 10 volts, V sub S, R1, R1, 1 kilo ohm, R2, 470 ohms, 220 ohms, this is R3, R4 natin doon would be 1 kilo ohm. Yan. So yun na, yun lang yung step number 1 class. I-open lang natin yung load resistor. Kaya natin gawin yun kasi yun yung way para ma-solve natin yung ating Thevenin equivalent resistance and voltage, which is our second step. Okay? So, second step is to measure, class, RTH or VTH. Kahit alin sa dalawa, pwedeng mauna. So, unahin muna natin yung sa RTH. Ayan. So, ito gagamitin natin yung concept ng um, ating series at saka parallel. So, what I want you to do kapag sinasolve yung RTH, class, is kapag meron tayong voltage source, i-short natin siya. Ibig sabihin, pagka sinort natin siya, class, papalitan natin yung battery ng isang wire. So, ito yung dating battery, papalitan natin ng wire, shorted na siya. Okay? So, kapag na-short, ayan, okay na nun, tuloy lang natin isulat yung ibang components. Yan. R4, 1 kilo ohm, R2, R3. So, ito lang medyo tedious, class. I have to rewrite 1 kilo ohm, 470 ohms, 220. ohms. So yung RTH class would be resistance you would measure kapagka, um, nag-measure ka across A and B. So kung real life circuit to class, yung tester mo o yung isang paa ng tester dito, yung isa dito. Yan. So, mathematically, we can solve that, of course, by analyzing this and simplifying it into its equivalent resistance. Okay? So, dahil na-short natin itong voltage source natin, ito yung dating VS class, naka-short siya. Ang nangyari sa R1, na-connect siya in parallel with R2 and R3 na connected naman in series. Okay? That means we can simplify this. Sabihin natin R2 and 3 is the series equivalent of R2 and R3 kasi nakakonect sila in series. So simplify natin, that's gonna be 470 plus 220 ohms or 690 ohms. Okay? And then, itong combination ng dalawang to, R2 and R3, they are connected in parallel with R1. So, R1 parallel with R2, 3. So, let's simplify and get that. Magiging 1 over 1 kilo ohm plus 1 over yung series combination, 690 ohms. So, ang sagot dapat nyo dyan ay 408.28 ohms. After that, ano yung magiging itsura ng ating circuit? So, pinagsama natin itong tatlong to, class. Okay? Into one resistor with a value 408.20. So, ito yung 408. Pwede ko na lang. Ito yung 408.28 ohms. Tapos, connected siya kay R4 in series. Okay? 1 kilo. So, simplify natin yung yun. So, magiging R4 series with 408.28. And pagka ginawa natin yun, matitirahan na lang tayo ng isang resistance or resistor. Yun na yung magiging Thevenin equivalent resistance natin. So, that's gonna be 408.28 ohms plus 1 kilo ohm or 1,000 ohms or 1 times 10 raised to 3 ohms. Ibig sabihin yung RTH natin or Thevenin equivalent resistance is 1,000, anong lagyan ng kama? 1,408.28 ohms. Yan. So, underline lang natin and then babalikan natin yan mamaya when we draw the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Yan. So, nakakasunod ba yung iba? Nakakasunod? Yan. Nakakasunod ba yung lahat? Yan. How about the others? Okay. So, that's just RTH. We still have to solve for our VTH or our Thevenin equivalent voltage. So, ang gawin natin, Thevenin equivalent voltage, balik natin yung circuit natin dun sa number 1. Kasi kailangan natin dito yung value ng source voltage natin. So, source voltage natin is 10 volts. So, dun sa number 1, i-open lang natin yung RL. So, the rest is just the same. 1 kilo ohm R1 this is 470 ohms, 220 ohms, R2, R3, and R4. So pag sinabing VTH class or Thevenin equivalent voltage, sinasolve natin yung voltage na ma-measure natin across terminals A and B. Yan. So, pagka nagme-measure tayo ng voltage class, mathematically of course, or gamit ang manual solving, gusto ko i-analyze nyo class yung nagiging flow ng current natin sa circuit. Okay? Kasi Pagka nagso-solve tayo ng V or voltage ng isang certain resistor, kailangan magkaroon siya ng value ng current para magkaroon siya ng voltage. Okay? So let's say this is I sub T or the total voltage. Katapos niya class mag-flow with R1. Yan. So wala namang ibang dadaanan. So yun pa rin yung value ng or same pa rin yung value ng ating current. Na pagkarating niya dito sa node na to class, sa pinakagitna, so by KCL, we say na nagdi-divide yung ating voltage, di ba? However, we have to analyze the circuit properly kasi between A and B terminals, it is an open circuit. Yan. So, di ba yung itong part na to class, open yan. Pagka may open circuit tayo class, that is a region wherein yung R natin is very high, is almost equal to infinity. Infinity ohms. Masyadong malaki yung resistance na to. Bakit? Kasi di talaga makakadaan yung current dyan. Open siya eh. Wala siyang daanan. So, ano tendency? So, ang tendency ng class is that ayaw ni current mag-flow on a very high resistance. Remember, this is a fundamental electrical or electricity concept. Current always flows on the path of least resistance. Okay? Na ibig sabihin nun class, lagi siyang magfo-flow, okay, on the lesser resistance. If given siya class between two paths wherein malaki yung resistance na to, ayan, mababa yung resistance. So, mas madaming siyempre current na magfo-flow kapagka dadaan siya dun sa least resistance. In this case, masyadong mataas yung resistance is infinity. Ayan, wala talaga siyang path. Kaya, wala class current na magfo-flow, okay, dito sa part na 'to ng ating circuit. So, let's say that's I sub 4 and that's gonna be equal to 0 amperes. Kasi short to class, ayaw 'to ni current. Ibig sabihin, ayan, itong R4 natin, ayan, dahil wala namang current na nagfo-flow sa kanya, wala siyang kahit anong voltage na makukuha class. Kasi kapagka yung I natin is equal to 0, ayan, sabihin natin I is equal to 0. So, ano mangyayari sa voltage natin? Kahit ano pang value ni R, ayan, pagka yung current 0, 0 volts na yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yung VTH natin, ayan, di maaapektuhan ng R4 na 'to. Hindi natin siya isasama sa ating magiging solution for Thevenin equivalent voltage. Effectively, ang nangyayari dito sa R4, nagiging short yan. Yan, short siya. Okay? Yan, so pwede imagine ninyo wala na lang siya doon. Pero siyempre imagination lang yan. Yan. So redraw ko siya kasi baka magtampo siya. Yan, 1 kilo. So nandiyan lang siya pero wala siyang effect sa ating voltage. Again, VTH, yun yung voltage na na-measure kapagka nag-measure tayo between terminals A and terminal B. So kumbaga, ayan, magte-tester ako um, yung isang prong nung ating tester ilalagay ko sa A, yung isa sa B, 'di ba? So anong mangyayari? Ang tendency is that ang mababasang voltage ni tester, ayan, voltage between this part, and dahil wala 'tong voltage, wala yung effect dun sa magiging measurement, voltage dito sa part na 'to. So effectively, I am measuring class voltage ni 470 at saka ni 220. Okay, so yun yung magiging Thevenin equivalent voltage ko or yung mame-measure across terminals A and B. Okay? So naalala 'di ba yung, ah, ina-apply natin dito yung voltage divider. Yan, yung pangdalawa to class. Yun yung V2 and 3 in this problem. Yun yung magiging Thevenin equivalent voltage natin. Okay? So naalala yan dahil series to class, ayan, So yung series yung gagamitin natin. So that's gonna be Vs multiplied by Rx. In this sense, yung Rx natin is R23 or yung total series resistance ng R2 and R3 over RT. Now you have to be careful, yung RT dito, hindi kasali yung R4. Remember, di ba sabi natin, wala naman yung ambag sa voltage. Yan, kasi wala namang current na nagfo-flow. So, hindi natin yan isasama sa ating computation. Yan. And kung isasama nyo man siya class, hindi siya masasama kasi hindi naman siya connected in series, di ba? Tsaka hindi siya connected in parallel. Yan. So, mahirap i-define yung kanyang connection. So, substitute Vs is 10 volts. Yan, so burahin ko lang. Multiplied by R23 natin is the series combination of R2 and R3. That's 470 plus 220 ohms. Divided by our total series current. Resistance. Ito lang yun, R1, R2, and R3. So that's gonna be 1 kilo ohm. Sabihin natin that's 1,000 plus 470 plus 220 ohms. Yan, go. So, pwede natin idire-diretso ito sa calculus. So, ano yung sagot dito, class? 690 divided by, ayan, mahirap yung mental to, class. Ayan, so ano sagot? Ano sagot na nakuha, class? Just to make sure we are on the same page. Ayan, 2 decimal places, no? So, madami yan eh. Okay, sabi ni, ayan, tama, 4.08. Ayan. O, na-solve yan ha, kasi pag yan mali, eh, pag yan di na-solve, patay tayo. Ayan. So, ayan, na-solve ko naman siya, tama. Ayan. Huwag pala natin i-box kasi di may final answer. So, underline lang. Okay? So, ang dami natin napagdaanan, di ba? Pero step number 2 pa lang yun. Okay? Ayan. So, so far, nakakasunod naman. Before we proceed on the next step, ayan, how about the others? Ayan. So, next step, number 3 natin is to draw the equivalent circuit. So, meron na tayong na-solve na VTH at saka RTH. So, solve lang natin. And then, draw natin yung equivalent circuit. So, yung Thevenin equivalent circuit, ganyan siya. O, yung VTH nakakonect kay RTH in series. So, all you have to do is, sulat natin yung mga na-solve natin. VTH is 4.08 volts. Ay, sa kabila na lang. 4.08 volts. Tapos, yung RTH natin, if you can go back, 1408.28. 1408.28 ohms. And then, this is terminals A and B. So, nagkataon lang yan, class, na may 408. Taon lang yan. Okay? O, yun na yung step number 3. Yan, mahaba yung step number 2. Kaya yung step number 3, yan, bumawi. Ganyan na lang daw ka-equivalent. Okay? Next, yung step number 4, ayan. So, a lot of, may mga problems, class, na hanggang step number 3 lang. So, pinapahanap lang yung equivalent circuit. Okay? Pero, pwede hanapin or pwedeng magkaroon ng step number 4 yan kung halimbawa yung circuit, meron siyang follow-up question. And dito, meron siyang follow-up, find the current through RL if it's equal to 680 ohms. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin mag-step number 4. So, step number 4 states that kailangan nating ibalik yung ating load resistor between terminals A and B. Remember, this is the resistor we isolated on step number 1. Yan. This is R sub L. And then, um, paano daw kung equal siya sa 680 ohms, ano yung magiging or ano yung current na magfo-flow sa kanya? Now, you can use here KCL, KVL, or just use Ohm's law. Okay? So, solving for, sabihin natin that's I sub L or the current through the load. And we can use Ohm's law to solve for the current flowing through the circuit. So, IL would be equal to VTH over RT or yung total resistance ng buong circuit. So, dahil naka-series yung RTH with RL, that's just simply the sum. So, VTH natin would be equal to 4.08 volts divided by RTH plus RL, 1,408.28 ohms plus 680 ohms. So, ano yung magiging load current natin? And yung load current dito, dahil series, that also becomes the total circuit current. So, answer, huwag matakot magkamali. Wala namang puntos yan kung mali. Ayan. Ay, wala namang minus. I just need your input kasi pag mali to class, mali yun nasa ating lecture. We have to make necessary corrections para guided kayo class. Ayan. So, tama ba class? So, 1.95 times 10 raised to negative 3. Okay. So, this is an engineering notation, so we can convert it with a necessary metric prefix. So, times 10 raised to negative 3, that's milli. So, this is also 1.95 milliamperes. Final answer. Actually, yung final answers natin dyan would be the equivalent circuit and the required current to the load. Okay? So we can solve this ng hindi Thevenin ang ginagamit. But ano yung tendency? Of course, kung halimbawa gagamit kayo ng series parallel method. So ang gagawin nyo is that simplify nyo yung buong circuit into just one, solve for the total current delivered by the source. And then, ang gagawin nyo is that, i-redraw nyo class ng i-redraw, i-undo ninyo yung mga simplifications na ginawa ninyo, solving for the total, para makuha nyo yung current sa bawat branches. So, medyo tedious yun kasi, sinimplify mo ng una, tapos, pinalik mo siya into its original drawing. You can also use KVL and KCL, which we discussed last meeting or last week. But of course, that involves using systems of linear equations. Yun yung may unknowns na current, diba? Yan. So, kasi pwede itong i-KCL, KVL class. Kasi, this is say I1, this is I3, and then this is I4. Yung current through RL is just I3 class. Okay? By analyzing it. So, that's also harder. We compare it with Thevenin, it's much easier. Yan, bakit? Kasi Ohm's law ka lang dito, 'di ba? Yan, series parallel ka lang ng konti, tas Ohm's law ka lang. Tas Ohm's law lang din ulit sa number 4. So makukuha mo na yung answer, 'di ba? Galing. So it's much easier, but of course it requires very correct or near perfect circuit analysis. Okay? So questions so far with Thevenin equivalent circuit. Okay, mukhang wala. So, before we proceed with another example and then finish this discussion with Norton, let's have a 10-minute break. Ayos ba tayo with 10 minutes break? Ayan. I have another example here, I guess. Mhm. So, let's have another example. Medyo kamukha lang siya nung kanina. So, you see, most of our examples are like that. So, sabi dito, find the Thevenin equivalent circuit between A and B. Of the circuit below, find the current through RL if it's equal to 680 ohms as well. Yan. So, yun sa lecture class hanggang equivalent lang siya. So, we have to find plus yung sa follow-up question nito. So, again, the step number one, or the first step would be isolating RL by converting it into an open circuit. So, gawin natin siyang open, withdraw natin everything else, and replace RL with an open. So, this becomes open. It's not to be perfect. So, this is R2, 3 kilo ohm, 6 kilo ohm, R1, R3, 4 kilo, 72 volts. Yeah. So that's step number one, isolating R7. Again, step number two here would be solving for VTH and RTH. And if the so sa lecture, yun na si VTH. Gawin natin siya para makita nyo na ayos lang kahit sa kahit alin sa dalawa yung mauna. Yan. So, redraw lang natin yung sa kanina kasi I don't want to mess this one up. Again, analyze natin class no, yung naging behavior ng current with this circuit given na meron tayong open na part. Okay? So, katulad na siya nung kanina class, no, na in-analyze natin. So, again, just sa part na ah, meron tayong open, so walang current na mag-flow dito. So, I here is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, walang magiging effect yung ating 4 kilo ohm resistor sa overall na ma-measure nating Thevenin voltage. So, yung ma-measure na Thevenin voltage between terminals A and B would be, ayan, so yung sa terminal A, natapatan niya si 3 kilo ohm tapos dito, ayan. So, ma-measure natin would be yung voltage ni 3 kilo ohm resistor. Okay? So, solving for VTH is just solving for the voltage across the 3 kilo ohm resistor or yung ating R2. So, yun yung maging VTH natin. Sabihin natin that's V sub 2. That's equal to Vs multiplied by R2 over RT. Again, yung RT, nakasama yung sa 4 kilo ohm resistor because wala naman siyang or wala namang current na mag-flow sa kanya. Yan. So, substitute Vs is 72 multiplied by R2, 3 kilo ohm or 3,000 ohms over 6,000. Ay, lahat. It's, balik ko lang class. Yan yung mag-solve. 72 volts multiplied by 3,000 ohms divided by 6,000 plus 3,000 ohms. So this is gonna be 3 divided by 9, 1/3. So this is, I guess, 24. Ayan. So ang sagot class, 72 multiplied by 3 over 24 volts. O yun yung magiging VPH natin. Okay? Yan. So pwede mo ko na class yung Thevenin voltage. So next, solve natin yung sa Thevenin equivalent resistance or RTH. So again, redraw lang natin yung sa isolated. Again, para makuha natin class yung equivalent resistance, Thevenin, we have to replace yung ating battery with a short circuit. Para magawa yun, i-connect lang natin yung dalawang terminal. So, i-replace natin with a short circuit. Tendency is that makakonect yung 6 kilo ohm and 3 kilo ohm in parallel. So we can simplify that. R1 is parallel with R2. That's 1 over 6 kilo ohm, 6 times 10 raised to 3 or 6,000 plus 1 over 3 times 10 raised to 3. So that's going to be 1 over 6,000 plus 2,000 ohms or 2 kilo ohm. And then, yung combination ng R1 and R2 in parallel would be in series with our R3. So, makakombine natin yon. That would be yung R1, R2, and R3 combination. And that's all of it. So, that's gonna be our Thevenin equivalent resistance. Okay? So, that's gonna be 2 kilo ohm plus 4 kilo ohm or just 6,000 kilo ohm or, 6,000 ohms or 6 kilo ohms. I-write lang natin siya. 6K. Okay? Step number 3, yung ating equivalent circuit. So based on our solution, the Thevenin equivalent voltage is 24 volts. The Thevenin equivalent resistance would be 6 kilo ohm. There's a follow-up here. So kung paano daw kung yung ating load is 680 ohms. Yan. So kailangan i-replace natin or ibalik yung ating isolated load resistor. Sabi, that's equal to 680 ohms based on the question. Pinapahanap si current through that load, which happens to be also the current supplied by our Thevenin voltage. So let's use Ohm's law for that. IL, sabihin natin IL yung pinapahanap, current to the load is equal to VTH over RT or the total resistance. This is connected in series though, so may answer natin sa RT is just the sum of these two resistances. So that's gonna be 24 volts divided by RT natin is 6 kilo ohms. So that's Ohm's law, and then RT natin is 6 times 10 raised to 3 plus 680 ohms. So, ano may sagot natin dito? 4 divided. So, ano yung answer? Yan, 3.6 or 3.59 milliampere. Final answer. Yan. So, any question? With our Thevenin theorem or Thevenin equivalent circuit? Yan, may question ba? So, gets naman? Yan, nasusundan? Do we follow? Okay. So, let's proceed class with Norton equivalent. So, refresh ko lang class. So, punta tayo with Norton's theorem. So, it's a lot like Thevenin equivalent. Thevenin's theorem. The only difference is that yung ating Norton equivalent circuit consists of an independent current source in parallel with the Norton equivalent resistance. So, imbis na voltage source class, current yung nagiging source niya. Ibig sabihin, yan, hinahanap natin dito would be the yung Norton equivalent current, okay? And then yung Norton equivalent resistance. Yung pagkuha ng equivalent resistance with Norton is just the same with our uh, Thevenin's theorem. Slight lang iba yung sa source natin because it's a current source. Now, Norton equivalent circuit is just, remember this, it is just the source transformation of our Thevenin equivalent circuit. Okay? Kasi yung Norton, ganito yung itsura niya. Okay? O, di ba pwede natin gawin niyang or i-source transform yan into a voltage source. So, ang mangyayari, yan, yung current source magiging voltage, syempre, source transformation nga. Tapos, yung sa equivalent resistance natin, magiging series. Pagka-transform natin. Eh, di ba yung Thevenin, ganito lang din yung kanyang itsura. So, Norton's theorem is just the source transformation of the Norton's equivalent circuit is just the source transformation of the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Okay? So, pwede natin gamitin yung concept na yun actually. Okay? So, para ma-solve natin yung Norton's equivalent circuit and para ma-apply natin siya, pareho lang yung ginagawa dito, class. Yung pag-isolate and all, no, ganun pa rin. So, ang kaibahan lang, syempre, yung process natin na magsa-solve dyan sa equivalence, current, okay? And yung way ng isolation natin kasi short natin siya this time para naman dun sa ating pagkuha ng equivalent current. Okay? So, remember that. So, first step pa rin is to isolate. Yan. So, isolate natin. So, meron tayong example dito. Sabi niya, draw the um, equivalent equivalent circuit na Norton para sa circuit natin sa ilan. Yan. So, meron tayong given na voltage source. Tapos, given a string of resistors. Again, yung RL natin is situated between terminals A and B. So isolate natin yung RL. This time, isi-short natin in view of um, opening it na ginagawa natin sa Thevenin. Okay? Yan. Short natin, ibig sabihin, itutuloy-tuloy lang natin siyang wire. Yan. So, ito yung magiging circuit natin. This is terminal A and B. Okay, so that's first step. Second step is again solving for the equivalent resistance and current. Okay? So pagka current class, ayan, so i-measure natin, no? So we can leave that open, pero that wouldn't matter kapag mag-measure tayo ng resistance. Ayan. So, yan, i-open natin yung sa ating load. Tapos, again, papalitan natin ng short yung ating voltage source. Okay? So, ang tendency, ayan po, parallel yung 10 kilo ohm. Tapos, we can simplify this into a singular resistance. That would be our Norton equivalent resistance. So simplify natin, R1 became parallel with R2. So that's going to be 1 over 10 times 10 raised to 3 ohms plus 1 over 10 times 10 raised to 3 ohms. So, solve 1 over 1 over 10 kilo. Dapat makuha nyo dyan is 5,000 kilo. 5,000 ohms or 5 kilo ohm. And then yung 5 kilo ohm natin, which is the combination ng R1 and R2 in parallel, would be in series with our R3. So that's gonna be our equivalent resistance, Norton equivalent resistance. So R1 and 2 plus R3. So that's 5 kilo ohm. Yung kakasolve lang natin plus R3, 4.7 kilo ohm. O, plus na lang yan, kayang mental yan. That's 9.7 kilo ohms. So this is our Norton equivalent resistance. Next, let's solve for our Norton equivalent current. So redraw lang natin yung na-short kanina, yung sa number 1 or step number 1 natin. So ito yung terminal A and B. And then di yan open, naka-short yan. So straight natin yan. Kukonect natin yung dalawang terminal. This is R1, R3, R2, and volts. So 10 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm, 4.7 kilo. Okay? Yan. So solve natin class yung current supplied. Okay. I'm sorry, that's the current. Pagka-class, nag-measure tayo dito, yun yung magiging current sa terminals na to is pagka nag-measure tayo, no? So, for example, ayan, mag-measure tayo ng tester. Ayan. Ang tendency yung ma-measure niya would be yung current na nagpo-flow sa buong branch na to. Okay? sa branch na 'to. That means, that would be the current na mabe-measure natin para sa 4.7 kilo ohm resistor na 'to. Okay. So, yun lang yun. Okay. So, meron tayo dito step-by-step procedure sa ating, lecture or module. Ang ginawa niya, nag-perform siya class ng source transformation, and then pagkatas nun nag-perform tayo ng voltage division or voltage divider rule. Ayan. Para pare-pareho na yung mga connections ah, ng ating mga resistors. Kasi dito iba-iba, eh, okey? So, eto R2 at saka R3, they are parallel, tas yung combination niya would be in series with R1. So, mahirapan tayo, magpe-perform pa tayo ng complex conversions. So, let's do source transformation. Kunin natin yung source transformation ng part na 'to ng circuit, yung Vs at saka yung R1. So, voltage source pagka tinransform magiging current source, I sub S. So, that's gonna be V over R, 10 volts divided by R1 in this case, 10 kilo ohm. This is 1 milliampere if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay, kasi magiging 1 'to tas -3. Kaya 1 milliampere. Kung 1 milliampere yan, so mare-redraw ko 'to, series 'to sa voltage pero dahil naging current magiging parallel na ang kanilang connection. So that's gonna be, ayan, and then itong 4.7, ah, actually naka-parallel din yan since naka-short yung ating load resistor, okey? So this is 4.7 kilo ohm R3, 10 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm R1, R2. So ito daw ay 1 milliampere. Remember, we are finding yung current na nagfo-flow between terminals A and B. That happens to be also the current flowing kay R3. So ito lang din yun, okay? Let's say that's I sub N. Yun na yung Norton equivalent current, okay? So ibig sabihin, kukunin ko yung current na nagfo-flow kay R3. Since they are all connected in parallel, ngayon I can use current divider rule. So IN would now be equal to IT. So yung IT natin, itong 1 milliohm ay 1 milliampere multiplied by RT over R sub N. I'm sorry, this is R sub 3, hindi R sub N. Okay? Kasi, ito yun. Okay? So yung current na nagfo-flow kay R3. So be careful with that. Okay? So, yung ginawa sa lecture module is sinimplify muna itong 10 since we have a conversion of that connection already dito sa ating solution sa equivalent resistance. But of course, pwede nyo namang ituloy-tuloy ito since pare-pareho yung connection nila, pare-parehong parallel. So, kunin lang natin yung sa total resistance. That's 1 over 10 kilo ohm plus 1 over 10 kilo ohm plus 1 over 4.7 kilo ohm. Okay, so ano yung magiging total resistance ko dito? 1/1/10 kilo, 4.7. Yan, so dapat, ayan, tama ba? 2,422.68. Ayan, please correct me if I'm wrong. So ito yung RT. 3. Tama ba siya? Ayan, nakuha niyo ba? Ayan, wala yun sa lecture module. We're doing it a little bit different. And we are following classroom discussion natin sa previous parts ng ating lesson for today. So please, you can adapt that, but para lang hindi nalilito, let's follow this process na nasa discussion. So tama. So substitute natin yan yung mga values na kailangan natin. So 1 milliampere yung ating total current. So that's 1 times 10 raised to negative 3 amperes multiplied by RT 2422.68 ohms divided by R3 which is 4.7 kilo ohm. Or 4.7 times 10 raised to 3 ohms. So ano yung magiging sagot natin for our equivalent current? Please give the same answer. So, kunin natin class in microampere. So, times 10 raised to negative 6. So, pindutin nyo yung shift as ENG sa calculator para maging negative 6. So, ano yung answer? 2 decimal places. Or actually, round up natin to the nearest ones. Round off natin to the nearest ones. Answer. Ayan, ito lang yung class. So, yung 1 times 10 raised to negative 3 times 242.68 over 4.7 times 10 raised to 3. Ayan, nakuha ba? Mukhang hindi. Ako natatakot magsabi ng answer. Okay, so ako na lang. Ayan, nearest ones class. So, dapat nakuha niyo dyan is 515 microampere. Ayan. Ayan, sabi, ayan, round up natin class or round off natin to the nearest ones. Kasi yun yung nasa lecture, no? Para lang may uniformity. Ayan. So, huwag natin palang yan. Okay, I forgot. It's underline. Yan. So, that's the Norton equivalent current. And then we have the Norton equivalent resistance. So, this time we can now redraw the equivalent resistance, equivalent circuit number 3, which is, ayan. So, ating Norton current, tapos Norton resistance. And then don't forget to write yung terminals A and B. So, Rn, this is I sub n, 515 microampere. R sub n natin is 9.7 kilo ohms. Yan. So, ito lang yung tinatanong ni problem, Norton equivalent ng circuit na yun. So, hanggang dito lang yung ating magiging answer. Now, sa next example, pinapasolve niya class yung current flowing through RL in number 1 if its resistance daw is 9.7 kilo ohm din. Ibig sabihin, kamukha niya yung sa or pareho niya yung value ng ating Norton equivalent resistance. Okay, so again, para magawa natin to, this is just the step number 4 actually. So yung question na to could be follow up with our question in number 1. So this is IN 515 microampere. Rn natin 9.7 kilo ohm. And then, step number 4, ganun din, we would replace or ibabalik natin yung ating load resistor or resistor na ating ina-analyze and solve down natin yung current flowing through that if its value is also 9.7 kilo ohms. It could be anything, but it so happen yung tinatanong dito sa problem is that's 9.7 kilo ohms. So here we can use current divider rule, solve for our current along the load. So let's say that's I sub L. Yan. So I sub L is equal to IS multiplied by the total parallel resistance over o yung resistance sa part na to ng circuit. That happens to be only RL. Now, before we proceed with that, solve muna natin yung total parallel resistance. That's 1 over 1 over 9.7 times 10 raised to 3 ohms plus 1 over 9.7 times 10 raised to 3 ohms. So, ano yung answer natin dito, class? R sub T would be 1. So, dapat makuha nyo sagot is 4,850 ohms. So, yun yung gagamitin nating value ni RT. Let's substitute. IS natin is 515 micro, so times 10 raised to negative 6 ampere multiplied by RT 4,850 ohms divided by 9.7 times 10 raised to 3 ohms, which is our RL or load resistance. So, ano yung magiging sagot natin for IL? Ayan, so, hindi kalahati lang kasi this is half. I'm not mistaken. Or I'm mistaken. Ayan, so, ano yung answer? In micro ulit. Microampere. So, dapat times 10 raised to negative 6. Okay. So, dapat makuha nyo dyan is 257.5. Okay. 0.50 microampere. Ayan. So, hindi siya kamukha class no sa lecture module natin. Medyo ibang ano siya, ibang technique yan. Okay. So, please follow yung technique na ginawa natin sa ating discussion today. So, yan. Tama ay 0.5. Overlook. Yan. So, question. So, that's actually it for today. So,